So everything was nice and peaceful in the world of Lady and Lord Latimer until
Bum bum
the
bum.
Pilgrimage of Grace.
Oh God. And we're not going to go deep into the Pilgrimage of Grace because that would be its own hour-long episode. So huge oversimplification of the Pilgrimage of Grace.
When Henry VIII wanted to divorce his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, the Pope said no. So Henry said, fuck that. You can't tell me what to do. And he broke away from the Catholic Church. So in 1536, 2 years after Catherine married John Neville, Henry passed the Act for the Dissolution of the Monasteries. And this is when Henry was going to send his dudes all over the country and close down all the churches and then pocket all of their money.
Yeah, just like, oh, there's a lot of gold in here. That's mine now. Yeah. This was, as we have so scholarly said already on this episode, this was this whole thing.
Whole thing.
People had big feelings about this. People were big mad. I mean, this is like their whole way of life, too. But in the north of England, where Catherine is now, people were much more conservative and Catholic than they might be in places like London. So your monastery is also like kind of the center of your community, you know? So like that it was more than just kind of like, oh, we got to go to a new kind of church now. It was truly uprooting these people's lives, changing like a huge facet of their life or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So all across the north of England, one by one, these uprisings start popping up. And they raised army that at first way outnumbered the king's armies.
I read the king sent like a 4,000 man army, and the Pilgrimage of Grace had 80,000 men. Not like a well-trained militia. They're farmers with shovels and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a lot more people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In all likelihood, Catherine would have been stressed the fuck out from the get-go because it didn't become like this big revolution overnight. You know, it was like whisperings and little meetings here and there. But it seems like, remember, she's not a conservative Catholic and she did good in school. So she paid attention to history. She was probably stressed out because we've talked about on this show too, probably about 200 years before this, there was the Peasants' Revolt in London. Whoo! As someone who studies history every damn day and is now living in a time that where it makes sometimes it's a curse to know history.
Yeah.
And you're just watching it going, oh no. Oh
this
no, oh no,
familiar.
oh no, oh no. Yeah.
This sounds familiar. Oh, wait.
This is, I'll say, just from the jump, Catherine was probably a little stressed about the Pilgrimage of Grace.
Yeah. And then she starts hearing these stories about the rebels who are now going to all these castles and literally assaulting the wife and children of the lords of the houses. And they're like, hey, you have to agree to join our forces or else. So she's like sitting around going, excuse me, fuck this, I gotta go.
Oh my God. In October 1536, that is exactly what happened to Snape Castle. The rebels surrounded the castle and they were basically like, if Lord Latimer doesn't come join us and like be the head of our army, we are going to burn your castle to the ground. So you got choices to make. Instead of trying to escape, he was like, I'm just going to go talk to them. And he does join them because he does not want them to burn down his house. He's taken prisoner. It's so weird to be taken prisoner, but then also be, okay, now lead this army, you know?
Right. It's so strange.
Yeah.
And if you thought Catherine was stressed the fuck out before, it's a whole new level of anxiety right now. Her husband is now committing treason against the crown, and her stepkids are now held prisoner at Snape Castle because the rebels are afraid that she might, sneak out ye old back door.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's nothing to suggest that the rebels assaulted her during this time, which thank God, but still, I'm stressed just reading about it. How do you think she was feeling?
I know. I am anxiety ridden. Now, how into this rebellion was her husband? Like we said, he was made leader under duress after being held prisoner. So Catherine is hoping that when this all just blows over, the king will recognize that, he was forced into this.
So John Latimer probably kind of like he was definitely also a Catholic conservative. The book that I'm reading is like he joined under duress, but like after a couple of months, he's like, "You guys make some really good points," and so that probably also stressed Catherine out. Like
Right.
she's probably getting letters back from him being like, "These guys are making sense," and she's like, "Oh fuck, you're gonna get your head cut off." Jesus.
Those are direct quotes. Again, we don't have a lot of time to go into all that went down. The king did this fake pardon in December, and all the rebels went home for Christmas. So John ends up coming home, but he realizes just how seriously bad this looks for him. And he's like, "Oh, I think I might need to go talk to the king. I know he pardoned us, but something seems a little bit off. The vibes just ain't vibing."
The vibes ain't vibing. No.
So he heads on over to London.
But John didn't make it to London because word got out that he was skipping town. And the rebels are like, we don't need the whole Christmas break. We need to nip this in the bud. And so they attacked Snape Castle and took Catherine, her kids, and their entire staff as hostages.
Oh my God.
And they trashed the place. So can you just put yourself in her shoes, just watching all these fucking peasants coming into her house and just trashing it, all in the name of God, too. Look what we're going to do. We're going to intimidate some children. Like, what the?
It's so horrible. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? I would. She's like, "Oh my God, husband, why are you doing this? Oh my God,
Come back.
And then all of a sudden, everybody's turning on her. Oh my gosh.
They didn't hurt her as far as we can tell, though. But they did. Well, okay, so they didn't physically hurt her, but I'm sure mental scars. That's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So John rushes home and he is pissed.
Big mad.
But he can't show it. So he's having to be like, "Oh, y'all trashed my castle and threatened my wife. No biggie. These things happen, guys. Calm down.
Water under the bridge. Water under the bridge. No biggie." But John, at this point, moving forward, he has a major case of the ick for the rebels now. But he's having to play it cool, like they're still friends, but on the down low, he is just like, "I am so sorry that I joined up with them. Like, what the fuck was I thinking?" But he has to play it cool so they don't, burn his house down. But any remaining sympathy he did have for them was right out the window. He's like, "Fuck all y'all and your monasteries."
Oh. And Catherine had always been kind of like, "Fuck y'all and y'all's monasteries," but now she can be more open about it with her family. Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh. That was so stressful, Nathan. I think I need to go take a shot in a Quaalude. Like, I really need to calm down. So why don't we? Yeah.
That's a blast in the past.
I know. Oh, anyway. So let's go top off our drinks and y'all listen to a couple of words from our sponsors and we'll be right back.